if you're a keen race fan, you're going to have seen lots of technicians in the pits, milling around when the bike comes in, setting it up and all the rest of it. One of them will be a suspension man, another man could be a brake man. You could also get your tyre man, oils, the whole shebang. Well, what we're going to do today is have a word with a couple of these people. One about brakes and the other one about suspension, and just see what goes into setting up a race bike. Now, first up is suspension, especially as I've got one in my hand. Now, there's loads of companies in this, Marsaki, Paoli, White Power, all the rest of them. Happen to be at an Olin's wagon, as you can see. And the man in here is Andy White. Excuse me, Mr. White, can I come in? Andy, can you explain what your function is on a day like today when we've got a race team?
On a day like today, we're here as just to offer technical support for any Olin product.
Right.
Just to offer advice or to change valving, springs, whatever they need to get them the best setup.
And how do you get that feedback? Have you got telemetry on the bikes? Have you?
Not on these at the moment, but they will be fitted with telemetry.
Right.
Most of the top superbike teams have got telemetry on them.
So what are you getting your feedback on? This is from the riders, is it saying it's pattering a bit or whatever?
You listen to the rider, and then the computer just gives you a feedback. It's just another tool, telemetry. It's not the ultimate answer.
Right. So when you're first setting it up, do you take the weight of a rider and the type of bike it is? And you've got lots of charts, have you? You say, well, that's a start point anyway.
Yeah, we have a base setting, and we take the rider's weight into consideration, tyres, weather conditions, tarmac temperature.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
And do you carry all the necessary bits here?
Yeah.
These get a bit heavy after a while, don't they? But you carry all the... I see you got your tool chest there. What have you got in there?
Boxes and boxes of shims in order to revalve, give us better settings, lighter or harder damping. Obviously a lot of special tools which are needed for specialist equipment. And then just boxes and boxes of spare parts.
So really, you're never stuck for any components here. The whole idea, this is a full service.
We could pretty much rebuild a shop, you know, any Olin product, or we could more or less make a new one if we needed to, if we were desperate.
And I noticed you got a machine over there. That's for calibrating springs, is it?
This is in order to give us a calibration as to newtons per millimetre to the strength of the spring. And obviously at this level of racing, we might go down quarter of a newton, you know. Yeah.
It's that fine then, is it? You really do. You do tune the suspension.
Absolutely.
Literally. That's the proper word for it.
Literally tune it.
Now, Pete, you're the man from AP Racing. So, what's your function on a day like today?
We just basically come to check to make sure everything's running correctly and everything's been set up right.
So, do you get any particular problems? I mean, the calipers that have been proved in race use before, and
all the equipment that's being used has been proven out in bikes in the past. Lots of people have been using this for several years.
Yeah. If you were going to get a problem, what would you get?
The only problem you'd really get is to make sure the caliper's running centrally in the disc.
Yeah.
These people manufacture their own mounting brackets, so as such we just come really to check to make sure they haven't got them all over the one side on the disc.
All right. Yeah. So it's absolutely spot on. Now, this is Sean Emmett's bike, and he's got a thumb-operated rear brake. How special is that?
It's quite a specialised piece, really. Not many riders actually use it. There's only like a few that will actually use the product.
Yeah.
They actually use it so they can do away with the foot-operated rear brake, and it allows them to actually control the rear wheel with their hand as opposed to with the foot.
Yeah. So how special is that? I mean, is it a standard component that you modified, or do you make an actual brand new cylinder for it?
It's a unit that is actually supplied with the unit itself is the same.
Yeah.
The lever comes a predetermined length. Teams actually cut the lever and mould it to suit the actual rider.
Right. And so the rider himself, can he adjust the brake balance and all that from the hand controls?
On the AP Racing setup, on the master cylinder, it's a variable ratio, so they can actually adjust the ratio of the master cylinder to give them. It alters the actual bore, not in theory, it alters the bore size, which gives them a bit more control of how they can operate the brake.
So they don't need you at all then?
Only when they get a problem.